House Nation, House Nation, House Nation, House Nation, House Nation, House Nation.
Mysteries of love. Mysteries.
Right, I think we're away with our first race of the year with the Class 1 Minis. Going to be some fast racing here today, as a lot of the St Neots and Cambridge members are qualifying for their national points for the August big meeting of the year. So they'll all be fighting there for the first places and as many points as they can get. We have we've got 5 qualifying meetings this year, 3 at Cambridge and 2 at St Neots. And then the points are added up and the top qualifiers will be the ones to go through for the nationals. So they'll all be out there today trying to get their points. Coming round now, completing I think the second lap is CA54 from CA284, SN208 and CA72. It's still 54 from 284 and 208, followed by CA72 and CA954. Last lap flag now for 54. CA284, SN208 and 72. So it's checker flag for 54. It's 284 second from 208 and 72. Right, second heat is underway. As soon as I get the signing on sheets, I'll try and put you with all the drivers that are in the cars. I do know some of them, but not them all. So, this is the second heat of runs. We have a third heat on the line. Coming round now to complete the first lap is CA48 from C51E, SN64 and SN164. And SN112, we've lost SN47, that's Darren Warburton, gone out in the centre of the track. So I think it's Lee Deegan, the CA48 car, that's leading the way. Second place, Concord car C51E from SN64 and SN164. They are dad and son of Mark Hill and SN112. I think Mark's in the 164 and I think, Mark's in 64, I think, and Alex is in 164. I think I've got it the right way round. So it's 48 still, 51, 64 and 164. Yes, that's the right way round. It's Mark in the pink car and Alex in the 164 car from SN112. I'm not sure who that driver is, but it's one of our new drivers, but once I get the sheets I will get you informed. And last lap flag now for Lee Diggin in 48. C51E still holding the second. They're quite a way apart, so I'm sure they'll be the first and second places, but 164 and 64 are changing over there to get the third place. Let's check a flag for 48. Right, the third and final heat of the ones are up and away off the line. SM43, Daniel Robbins, and CA102, which is Ian Noble. So it's 43 from 102, CA104 is in third from 63, 775 and 118. Still Daniel Robbins in 43, Ian Noble in 102. From CA104, which is Jodie Rose in third place, and they look like the first three places. The others are all fighting out for the third, fourth, fifth and sixth place. So it's still 43 from 102. SN118, which is Richard Sparrow. That's Richie we call him in 118, but there's the last lap flag, which is 43 and 102, they're your first and second places. And it's still 118, C63E now from 104, looks as if he's packed up, and 775. Is Kel Button. So let's check a flag for Daniel Robbins in 43, and in second place Ian Noble in 102. SN118 Richie Rich in third from C63E. Right, the first heat of class 3. Only got 4 class 3s with us today. We usually have quite a few 3s, but class seems to have whittled down with SN27 from 269, C266C and CA546. So that's Barry Armand in the SN27 car, from Dave George in 269 in second, 266C, which is Anthony Tether in third, and Adam Sate in the 546 car. Dave George and Barry Armand are battling out for their nationals places, which is 27, 269, 266, 546. So it's still Barry Armand in 27, 269 still holding the second place, and Anthony Tether in third from Adam Saint in CA546 in fourth. So they look like they're the 4 places that are coming through again for the last lap flag. I think Spence has got out now, yes, last lap flag now for 27, 269, 266 and 546. 269, 266 and 546. Straight out into the lead is Darren Lodge in the 265 car from C20E, Kieran Lonergan, I think it's Lonergan. There's your leader now going by, which is 265, 20, 260 from 382 and SN 45. Which is Tony McKenna in that little black minivan. Don't look as if his car's going very well today. Your leading car now coming round the pits bend is still the Lodge car in 265, and he looks as if he's slowing down now. C20E, 260 and 328. So there's two now have slowed right down. So it's still C20E from 260E and 328. That's Ian Moss. And Tony McKenna's still going in the 45. He seems to have picked up a bit, but we've lost Darren Lodge over on the A1 straight, over on the A1 bend. And last lap flag now for C20E, which is Kieran Lonergan. C260E, Nigel Richardson in second place, and the C320 in third, 328 in third, which is Ian Moss. So we've got three Concord cars there taking first, second and third. So that's 20, 260E and 328. So that's first, second and third for the Concord Club in Class 5, and over in fourth place is Class 7s with SN 321, 41 and 84 and 540. I'm just going to hand you over to our assistant commentator for the day, Daniel Robbins. I'll be back in a few minutes.
So we've got Class 5s out there, and your race leader, SM321, that's Wayne Matherin, doing quite well at the moment. Bit of a battle on for first place, followed by Anthony Jackson in C41E, and CA40 in third. I think we've got a new car out this weekend in SM540, not run too bad. But the race is at the front, and it's SM321, Wayne Matherin leading the way at the moment. Followed close to us. C41E, Anthony Jackson. Wayne just joined away from him now. Bit of breathing space. C83 still third. And further up behind is SN540. So coming round for the last lap flag is Wayne Matherin, clipping a few cones as he goes round the bottom corner. Just drawing out a bit of a gap from Anthony Jackson in the C41E car. The last lap flag SN321, Wayne Matherin. C41E, a bit of smoke, a bit of fire coming out the back of that. C84E in third, and I think we've lost the SO540 to the infield. But coming around for the race win, hopefully. As it comes round, SN321 over to Wayne Matherin, C41E, Anthony Jackson, and our last racer, C84E, which is, can't find the name on the sheet, in the SM145. Mark Smith, Stephen Fisher and Darren Platfoot, so away we go. It's SN145, very quick over blocks, followed by our new member, SN202, Russell Warbank, SN24, that's Mark Smith, and Darren Platfoot in the 281 car. Slow away is the 236 car, but back to the front, and it's Craig Riley in the SN145 car. Starting to draw out a slight lead over the 282 car. SN24, I think that's a new machine from him. C281, just trying to creep up the inside of Mark Smith, and doing so well. A bit of a battle on going on for third place. lead now. He's coming out for his last lap flag, SN145. SN282 in second place. C2A1E in third down Blackfoot, and CA236 caught up well into fourth place, and SN24 last but not least. But your race winner, SN145 Craig Merley takes the win. 282 Russell Warbank in second place. And your third place is going to be surely Darren Blackfoot in the C281E car, and CA236. Stephen Fisher in fourth, and Mark Smith following up at the back. Let's just check who we've got in the race. So, class 9 and 10 mixed. That's Stuart Ward in the CA24, that's a class 10 car. Ian Robbins, SN3, which is a class 9. He's in second place. And I think it's Phil Neville in the CA14 car in third. SN55 and SN911 with West SN68 and SN302. I think that might be a class 10 as well. But your race leader, CA24, Stuart Ward. But look, leaving a gap, Ian Robbins comes up the inside in the SN3 car. Can Stuart hold on? Just about from Ian Robbins, CA14, Phil Neville, SN55, SN911 and SN302. But the race is on for first place. Ian Robbins looking around the outside of CA24, Stuart Ward, but Stuart Ward just holding on. SN3 trying around the outside, CA14 in third, SN911 and SN55. So Ian Robbins making a challenge round the outside. Can he pull it off in the SN3 car? Coming round the outside. Will he take the last lap flag before Stuart Ward? Yes he will. He's in front of SN3, CA24, CA14. Well, a bit of a crash at the back. SN911 holding on, SN55 is on the line. We've got 5 cars out. A few new drivers, SN111, haven't seen that before, and away we go. So away we go. SN202, I think that's Luke Bartlett, quick away from the start. SN230, SN87, Trevor 1 and 112. So, Luke Bartlett in front, Emily Empson and SN87, I think that's a new driver as well, SN Trevor 1. And a new driver as well, SN112. from the start in SN202 takes a win. Emily Empson in second in SN230. SN112, SN87 and treble 1. So, second heat of juniors, and quick away from the start is CA54, Alice Bell, SN81, SN12, SN63 and 118. But here's a race on at the front, SN81, Nathan Saunders in second now, but CA54, Alice Bell going round the outside, but followed closely by SN81, SN12 in third place, waiting for him to make a mistake, but it's still CA54, SN81, SN12, SN63 and Lee Sparrow in SN118. But Alice Bell just increasing the gap between her and SN81, SN12 in third. Seem to have sorted themselves out now, SN63 and 118. But completing another lap, CA84, SN81, SN12, SN63 and SN118. Spread out now, CA54 increasing the lead, SN81, SN12, SN63 and 118. So they're coming around for the last lap flag. Made a good start and kept at the front, CA54, SN81, SN12, SN63 and 118. But CA54, SN81, SN12, SN63 and 118. So coming round, take the chicken flag. CA84, sorry, it's Alice Bell. SN81, Nathan Saunders. SN12, Thomas Hall. SN63, and last but not least, SN118, Lee. So, second heat of juniors, and away from the line pretty quick is CA48, followed close by SN668, SN18 and SN288 and SN232. But your race leader from the first off is CA48, Shane Deegan, SN668, Ollie Soul, SN18, SN288, SN232 and a new driver SN94 at the back of the pack. But completing another lap, CA48, SN668, SN18, SN288, SN232, I think that's Kirsty Empson, another new driver this weekend. SN94. But increasing the lead, CA48, that's the 2008 Junior National Champion, SN668, SN18, SN288, Hayley Empson, 232 and SN94. Last lap flag, CA48 coming around for the last lap flag, SN668, Ollie Soul, SN18, Gabby Tilson, SN288, Hayley Empson. So, led right from the start, CA48, Shane Deegan coming around to take the win. Second, 94 is a lap down, but Ollie Soul takes second. SN18 takes third, Gabby Tilson. Hayley Empson takes fourth in SN288. So, away we go with the junior specials. Getting the thumbs up from the Chief Track Marshal, so we should be going, and away we go. So, a very, very equal start. Gavin Savage seemed to break away first, but might be problems aboard the SN57 car. But SN11 taking the lead, that's Ashley Howard. SN19 was second, but around the outside, SN57, Gavin Savage. So, making a challenge on the first place car. But holding on is Ashley Hall in first place in SN11, SN57 Ashley Howard, in SN11, SN57 in second and SN19, Josh Hassel. But making a challenge on the first place is SN57 going round the outside. Will he make it stick? SN11 a bit of contact between the two cars, but SN57 still is now your race leader. Gavin Savage, SN11 Ashley Hall, SN19 Josh Hassel in third. So SN57 in the lead now, drawing out a bit of a gap between him and SN11. Completes another lap, SN57, SN11, SN19. So, last lap flag, SN57. SN11 and SN19. Made a slow start but has made up for it during the race. SN57 is going to be your race winner. SN57, Gavin Savage takes the win. Will SN11 hold on for second? I think he will. Ashley Howard taking second place in SN11. SN19, Josh Hassel holds on to third. Only one.
problem with the tannoy system there. We are now back and working with the Class 4s out there on the track, with first place coming round, I think completed about 3 laps now, with Wes Johnson in the SN6 car, followed by SN180 Dave George in second place. SN31 is holding third, that's Chris Parsons. And Dave Bibb is in the fourth place in 348. From 180 and 31, they're your first 3 cars taking the last lap flag. In fourth place going through now is Dave Bigby in SN348. He doesn't sound too good there, the car seems to be a bit sick. And SN46, that's John Turley, followed by SN75. So it's checker flag now for Wes in SN6, 180 taking the second, and SN31 taking third. Right, the first heat of the 6s, we have quite a few 6s today. We've got 14, 15, 17, 18 class 6s. Coming round now, completing the second lap, I think, of the class 6 is CA59, followed by SN212 holding the second place. Long way back in third is CA32 from treble 9 and CA34. So there's your leading car going by still, which is 59. That's Tom Bell in the CA59 car. Last lap flag is Tom Bell in CA59. In second place, SN121, 212, that's Spencer Bartlett. And in just holding the third is CA32, treble 9 and 34. Them 3 are there are tussling out for the third place there, so going round the A1 bend there all together, and it's checkered flag for 59. Triple 9, CA32 and 34. So the second heat of class 6 are up and away off the line, with the CA121 car straight into the lead from 196. That's Harry Tilson in the 196 car, and CA121 is Adam Golden. He's got quite a lead now coming round the pit bend. So it's treble 2 now gone into second place from 196, holding the inside place. So it's 121 still from 196, 137 and a treble 2. And CA33. 637. So it's still 121, taking the last lap flag for 196, SP 137 and CA 222. And CA 37. So it's 121 taking the checkered flag in second. You're quite happy, you get a free entrance fee and you'll be going out there with a qualified marshal. So if you want to do anything like that to help the club, do come up to race control and we'll be glad to help you. Is in first place. We've got Lloyd there in the SN Treble 2 car. He's gone up from the minis into Class 6 in SN Treble 2. So he's finding the difference in a car racer. So it's still the 300E car. In second place 633 and third is 632. There are all the Concord cars. That's Michael Sullivan and the 32 is John Sullivan. They're either two brothers or dad and son, I'm not sure. But there's your leader still. So C300E is Tom Tether. Still 633 and 632. So we've got the Concord cars holding first, second and third places in this heat, from Lloyd in treble 2 in fourth. Last lap flag for 300. 663 is still second and 632 is third. Followed by Lloyd was in fourth. He took the last lap flag, but it's not going round for the last checker flag. So it's 300 taking first place. Just the three Concord cars finishing this heat. 633 taking second and 632 taking third. So that completes the first over the country in different places, but they do here. They're very good helping one another if you get any problems. So the 8s now are ready and raring to go. Just get the tractors out and centre. This is what you call a lap scorer's nightmare. So it's 395, 23, SP 23 and 55. Which don't help either. We've got two 23s out there, so we've got to make sure we get the prefixes right up in the race control, but it's still a 395 from 23 and SP 23, 82, 55 and Andy Hall in, no it's not, it's Andy's son in the SN60 car. That's Ashley Hall in the SN60 car. One stopped on the 01 bomb, but he's got going, so there's your leader coming round once again in the 39 car, that's Bill Edwards. SP23 is Brian Barth. It's checker flag time now for 395, 23 tenths of a second, 82 thirds from SP23 in 455, SN60 and SP11, which is Graham Hicks. Carol just said, oh Christ. As I said before, it's a lap scorer's nightmare. When they go by here, they go by so fast, and when they're together, the bars across their numbers, it is a job to catch the numbers, but I think we've got it sorted out. There's usually 2 lap scorers up here on the commentator. Right, we're on the ladies now. This is the ladies class 11, which I've just took off on the line, and back in the SN 404 car, which is ladies 11A, we should have 3 of them, no 2 of them. We've lost one, there's one not out there, but we've got one out there, so it's 2 classes, 11 and 11A ladies. So it's the 96, 102, SM40, 18 and the 404 car of Denise Empson. And last but not least is Rachel Taylor in 181. She's a new driver today, the white car at the back there, so give her some credit. She's trying her best going round there in the 181. I'm sure she'll pick up as the season goes on, but there's your leaders there going over the line. Victoria Tilson in the SN96 car is your leading car from 102 in second. Kirsty Noble in the 102 car is close behind in second place. And in third it's Julia Hobson in the SM40 car, followed by the SN80 car of Gabrielle Tilson. They'll frighten the life out of that girl going round there in the 181 car, but I'm sure she'll pick up as the season goes on. As she sees them, she'll be putting her foot down a bit more. Bless her, she was a bit nervous signing on this morning, but I'm sure she'll get through it. 96 from 102, 404 now going through from 40 and 18. But don't forget the 404 is the different engine to the others. They're just racing together so they get a race. They will be racing for their own trophies. In the ones, 40, 18 and 181, and 404 just takes the first place in the 11As. All off on their line, and we've, as I say, got 3 classes. I'm not too sure of them as they go through, but I will try. Oh, they've stopped it. Red flags have gone out. Red flags, this one stopped on the far bend. Down, thank you. This time. So it's the CA31 car from 269, 266 and 546. So your first 4 cars going through from SP137 and 281, followed by the specials coming through now with the 68 and WS45. CA14. So it's still 269 taking up the lead from 31, 266 and 546. Followed by 137 and 281. WS45, and it looks like we might lose the little special. She looks as if her gears are not quite going through. She's going up the top and will not be racing. So it's Trish Simmons Grant now in the 269 from 31 and 266 from a 546 and 137. In the 269, taking the last lap flag now. From 31 just over the line, from 14, 546. Seven, 281 and 45. So it's 269 from 31.
SN 775, that is Kel Button from Rendlesham. The last car on the grid there is for one of the visitors from the Concord Essex Club. That's Concord 51, that's young Ben Furman with the Citroen AX. So racing into the first corner, the TBR car on the grid in this one was actually the CA284. That's last year's East Anglian Junior Champion and runner-up in the National Championships for Juniors. And it's Sam French leading the way, but oh dear, some of the commentators would say this is the curse of the commentator. My first race on the microphone, and we've got the first red flag of the day. That's Alex Hill in the Armco up on the top corner. So we've got the next lot of Class 1s lined up on the grid. We've got Lee Deegan out there in the Cambridge 48, Daniel Robbins in SN 43 and Tom Bell in CA 54. So that's likely threesome. Bit of bad luck there for Phil Furman, I think, in the Concord 63, drawing the grid with just these three other cars on it. Three very regular race winners, of course. Lee Deegan up out of the Junior Specials this year into Class 1, but he's already had a couple of race wins at Evesham this season. Daniel Robbins has also gone very well on his first couple of outings out of our league. And Tom Bell wins wherever he goes, of course. CA 54, Tom Bell, the very well-known engine builder. And Lee Deegan has lost it now. That's most uncharacteristic. Lee Deegan spinning across the finish line and clouting the Armco. Is it Lee Deegan? It is actually John Deegan in the CA48 car. Sorry about that. It is John Deegan making a comeback to racing today in the CA48. One or two changes of driver, which I'm not quite keeping up with there. But John is off onto the infield now anyway, and it's CA54. Tom Bell leading from Daniel Robbins in SN43. Phil Furman in Concord 63. That car doesn't sound on top form. It suffered quite a lot of damage racing down at Arena Essex at the Expo at the beginning of the year, and it's been rebuilt since then, but obviously the engine is a little bit stiff now. So Phil Furman there struggling a little bit with an off-song car at the back of the field. That's not any reflection on how well he goes, because he is a very competitive driver at the Concord track down at Colt Norton. Nice to see Phil and Ben Furman joining us here at St Neots for the first time today. But Phil now a long way behind as Tom Bell reels off the laps, and he'll be coming around to take the checker flag. Cambridge at 54. So that's Tom Bell taking his second race win of the day. St Neots 43, Daniel Robbins in second, and Phil Furman looks as though he will be struggling around in that misfiring car. Cambridge 72 with a very nice new colour scheme. That's Jay Neville, a very smart car from the Neville family this year. Then we've got one of our new boys, that's one of the Barrow boys as they're known. That's SN 102, Jamie Barrow from Luton. He's been suffering with a misfiring engine all day, as has Richie Rich, another Luton driver, in the SN 118 yellow car. Well, Richie is going quite well this time. He's up into fourth place in the first corner. Jody Rose is the one in trouble, going over the cones in the first corner. But at the front of the field, it is Mark Hill leading. So perhaps a slightly easier heat for Mark than he had last time out. And the pink Mini seems to be on song this time. So Mark Hill from Bromswell, down there east of Ipswich, right in the back of Beyond. He trails up here to St Neots and Cambridge for every league meeting and does extremely well in both the grass racing and the open racing, which he loves. So Mark Hill from Ipswich Bar Services there is in the lead, with a big battle going on for second place now between Jay Neville and Matt Ellis. So Matt Ellis has been going better and better. He's in his third season of racing now with this Citroen AX, and he seems to have got it on the pace of a lot of the minis now. So well done there to Matt, keeping up in third place. In fourth place, the engine's spluttering away, but Richie Rich keeps pressing on in that yellow Mini SN 118. Completing another lap then, SN 64, Mark Hill comes across the line. with CA72 Jay Neville now turning up the pressure on him. Matt Ellis dropping away a little bit in third place, and Richie Rich still plugging along in that Mini. Sounds as though it's been on 3 cylinders all day. I'm sure it's not something as straightforward as that, because Richie would have sorted it between races, but that one is not on particularly good form today, and neither is the Mini of the new boy Jamie Barrow there, SN112. He's struggling at the back of the field. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more from Jamie once he's got this car sorted, but it's a moment, just a matter of keeping the car running and gaining a little bit of experience on the track. We're on the last lap then of this 30 to the second round of Class 1 qualifying. It looks as though Jay Neville is going do or die effort on this last corner all the way around the outside. Running out of room, Mark Hill drifts up towards the barrier, and it's Mark Hill, SN64, who wins. CA72 Jason Neville in second place, and then in third, Cambridge. At the moment we've just got 3 East Anglia League cars, but we have got a good turnout of visitors from the Concord Essex Club. 2 of them are out here together with one of the home league drivers. It's from the St Neots Club at Wayne Matherin, leading the way in SN321, the Extreme Mini with the B&J Vauxhall engine. This is the state of the art in Class 5 machinery, really. Concord 41, a similar car, only with Peugeot engine, and this one completely home built. This is the car of Anthony Jackson, former national champion there from Bicknaker in Essex. Jacko, as he's known, has been one of the very quickest drivers in Class 5 for many years now. Blew off all the Class 7 cars at the fastest man on grass meeting last year, which was perhaps one of his most famous performances to date. But Jacko setting about Wayne Matherin in there in the SN321 car. Running in third at the moment is Concord 20, Kieran Lonergan. He had a good win when he travelled up to the Trent Club last week, so Kieran Lonergan from Romford there in his third or fourth season of Class 5 racing now, and he's been getting better all the time with this Vauxhall powered Peugeot. So there we have 3 very quick, 4 different configurations of cars, but it's all going extremely well around this St Neots Oval. Wayne still holding on to the lead from Jacko, and Kieran Lonergan trying to keep these 2 superstars in sight. So Wayne's already had 1 win today in the SN321. It's coming into the last lap again this time. It's still in the lead. So the Extreme Mini built by Rush Shep and then John Gay down in Somerset. This is the state of the art among Class 5 chassis. Wayne's also gone for perhaps the biggest name in engine building in this class as well, an engine from Bob Jones' concern in Manchester, 1420cc Vauxhall, and it's good enough to win in another race here. So SN321, Wayne winning the race from Concord 41, Anthony Jackson, and Kieran Lonergan in Concord 20 coming around to take third place. This winter, Concord 3 to 8 is there too. That's Ian Moss with the Peugeot powered Fiat Cinquecento, and SN45 is the 4th car on the grid. That's the Vauxhall engine Mini of Tony McKenna. So our local boy Tony McKenna, who operates from just down the A1 at Lower Caldicott, is battling there with the 3 Essex racers. It's Nigel Richardson leading, Richard Crowther in second, and Tony McKenna trying to go all the way around the outside in third. So great battle there between these 2 red and white cars. These 2 race very much as teammates. I know Richard Crowther has had a lot to do with the rebuild of Nigel Richardson's car over the winter. But they're now being split though by our local boy Tony McKenna, moving up into second place with that little black Mini. So Tony McKenna, always a very fast and spectacular driver, sometimes too fast and spectacular for his own good, but is keeping it all under control this time, running a wide line, cutting in on the corners. He's managing to stay ahead of Richard Crowther by doing that. Ian Moss keeping up well with these 3 as well. Ian Moss showing greatly improved form this season from what I've seen of him so far today. He struggled once or twice with this new car after making the move into a rear-wheel drive machine last year, but Ian Moss now keeping up very nicely with some of the front-running Class 5 machinery. So it's still the 3 Essex cars and the 1 St Neots car out there. They'll go round to take the last lap flag from Spencer this time round. It's Nigel Richardson, a man who was a front runner locally in Class 7 many years ago, had a long time out of racing, returned to the sport when his son Tom began racing, and Nigel is now firmly back into it again with the Concord 260 car in Class 5. Richard Crowder making a good move there on the A1 bend to take second place back again from Tony McKenna. So it's Concord first and second and fourth at the moment with the Neots man in third. That could be how they finish because the checkered flag is out now, and it's Concord 260 from Concord 84, St Neots 45 and Concord 328. The close race will be the 7 who go into the final. So now moving back a step into Class 1, we've got all the cars back on the grid for this one that we saw in the first heat of the second round of qualifying. It was Alex Hill in SN164 who had the problem that time and brought out the red flag, but he's comfortably settled into fourth place now going through the first corner with the Cambridge 284 of young Sam French in the lead. So this is Sam French's first meeting since he moved up out of juniors, very successful career in juniors. He's now setting about the Class 1 national qualifying rounds with a fair amount of gusto. So Sam French is going to be determined to race along with his mentor Tom Bell into the national qualifying places in Class 1. But we've got a very, very competitive field of Class 1s in this league this year. Andrew Empson there in second place. He'll be very keen indeed to qualify for the nationals this year. We saw Daniel Robbins, of course, in one of the other heats. We haven't seen yet in action this year the reigning league champion Dave Robbins, who hasn't had time to build himself a car because he's been too busy building them for everybody else. But Dave Robbins should be back in action by the next round in Class 1, just to add to the competitive nature of this class. Battling in this one though, it's Sam French and Andrew Empson. Running in third is Ian Noble. He's just holding off Ben Furman in the Citroen, and no, he's not anymore because CA102, little puff of smoke from that car end, is pulling out of the race. So CA102, that's Ian Noble out of action. SN775 Kel Button, that sounds a bit of a misfire on that car, but coming round to take the last lap flag, no problems at all so far for Sam French, except for the fact that he's got Andrew Empson breathing that down his neck all the way. Andrew taking a good wide run into that corner, which takes him tight out of the corner, and that could have given him the momentum onto the back straight, but Sam had the line covered, so I don't think Andrew will get away with that move on the last corner, and it's going to be Sam French's race. Yeah, Sam moving wide a little bit to cover any possible move by Andrew, and CA284 Sam French, good close race from SN208, that was Andrew Empson, Concord 51, Ben Furman in third place, Vauxhall Corsa driven by Pete Lemon, making a comeback to racing, a very famous name in this region, of course, in Class 3 racing. But Pete's car not ready yet, and we've got the regular visitor, Anthony Tether from the Concord Club. So we've already seen that one win today by the former national champion of champions, Barry Armand, in SN27. He's up against the reigning league champion, SN269, Dave George. And the Cambridge 546 of Adam Saint. First, Concord 266, Anthony Tether now leading the way, the only non-league car in this race today, with SN27, the previous heat winner, Barry Armand, right up behind him, holding off Dave George and Adam Saint. So Adam Saint made very great progress in the years he's been in Class 3. He's keeping up with some of the quickest drivers in the country now. He did have a bit of bad luck at the beginning of the season when he had his first tarmac outing at Arena Essex, and was showing great promise there before the car broke. But at the moment, he's getting it a little bit too sideways and dropping out of the lead battle as Barry Armand tries for the outside and he gets it. So Barry Armand going all the way to the outside of Anthony Tether. The two Vauxhall-powered Toyota Starlets then leading the Ford Zetec-powered Nissan Micra of Dave George. But it's Barry Armand in the lead now, national champion of champions 2 years ago. But this year he's got to qualify for the nationals in his own right. So we're seeing Barry Armand trying really hard at the moment. Anthony Tether, yes, he's just here to test his car really before the qualifying points get underway at his home track at Concord. But he's staying with the top East Anglian drivers with this John Wright built Toyota Starlet. So very promising outing for Anthony today. But it's going to be SN267 rather, taking the checkered flag. Concord 266, Anthony Tether in second, SN269 Dave George in third, and at Cambridge 546 Adam Saint in fourth. Bank from Croydon in Surrey he's made the move to NASA Racing this year, and very well he is too, with that extreme, not extreme, advanced motorsport prepared Mini with the Suzuki Hayabusa engine. And the fourth car on the grid for Class 7 at the moment is Cambridge 236 Steve Fisher with the twin bike engines in the Peugeot 106 body shell. So it's all bike power in Class 7 at the moment. We did have a big V8 powered car out with us earlier, which was the Concorde 281 of Darren Platfoot, but that one hasn't made it out for this heat. So it's just Craig Murley with the twin Suzukis in the Peugeot leading the way. Then the little single bike powered Mini of Russ Rawbank being thrown around the track there in second place. Cambridge 236 is there, going very well this season so far, is Steve Fisher, and SN24 getting the feel of his new car there is Mark Smith. First car I think Mark Smith has ever raced that he hasn't built himself, so that'll be a bit of a culture shock setting this one up to suit him, no doubt. But Mark Smith, a great club racer there, in fourth place, getting used to his new car. SN145 leading the way though, it is indeed Craig Murley with Russ Rawbank in second and Cambridge 236 Steve Fisher in third. Spreading themselves out a little bit around the track now, the Class 7s. We did start with 5 cars in Class 7 at the beginning of the day. We've lost one of them, so we're hoping we'll see Darren Platfoot again out in the final, because he had a good old battle with Steve Fisher and one or two of the others in the heat. But coming round to win this heat, no trouble at all for Craig Murley, SN145. Second place to SN282 Russ Rawbank, third to CA236 Steve Fisher. First Rover V8 powered car, and we've got first time racer with us, but a very experienced racer elsewhere, Terry Meekins in the SN302. Then we've got 4 of the Class 9 cars, and leading them away, it looks like SN911 having his first outing in a single-seater. That's Vinnie Parker, local man from Patworth Everard, ex-Class 3 driver with this DRD chassis, which was in fact Ian Nicholas' first autograss car. SN3, Ian Robbins is out there as well. They had such a good battle with Stewart in the first heat. SN3 Ian Robbins, of course, running in Class 9. CA14 is Phil Neville in another of the Class 9s. That's of course Ian Rogers' car. And SN55 Colin Sumner with the Peugeot powered Class 9 Hassel machine. Colin Sumner, one of the Hassel Motorsport team who have switched allegiance from Concorde Essex to St Neots this year. Then we've got Terry Meekins, SN302. Last saw Terry race over 20 years ago in a Superstocks car at Milden Hall Stadium. He's been racing on 2 wheels since then, but there's rather too many accidents on 2 wheels. So back in a racing car this week is Terry Meekins, a very historic Class 10 car which 20 or 30 years ago was driven by Eugene Gunn up at Scunthorpe with the 3-litre Cosworth V6 engine in the back. So quite a dated car there for Terry, perhaps not on the pace of the modern specials. I'm sure he's having fun out there. Got Stuart Ward with the most up-to-date car that he could squeeze a V8 engine into, still leading the way there, and Vinny going exceptionally well in his first outing in a Class 9 car. He did quite well in his first heat, but now he's holding off Ian Robbins. Whether he'll manage to hold off Ian Robbins for this last lap or not, I don't know, because Ian is making his characteristic last lap charge around the outside. There's no knowing what may happen when Ian Robbins gets onto the outside line, but we've got the flag now with CA24 Stuart Ward winning from SN911 Vinnie Parker. So here we go then with the beginning of the second run for the juniors, and we've got the Cambridge 54 of Alice Bell out there taking the lead with a very similarly coloured car of SN12 Tom Hall in third place, but splitting the two of them is SN230. That's one of the Empson girls. So we've got far too many of the Empson family out in the juniors this year, and we're going to get them mixed up eventually, but Emily in SN230 is going pretty well. Her cousin Hayley in SN288 is also out there in this race. We'll be seeing Kirsty later on, but she's having her first ever race meeting today. SN63, Aaron Mason is also out. He's having his first race under St Neots number, or his first on grass anyway. He did appear at the Oval Racing Expo at Arena Essex and ended up being the first NASA Junior home in the final, so that was a good start to his career as SN63. But Aaron Mason, former Concord Essex driver in the juniors, running at the back of the field at the moment. But at the front of the field it is Cambridge 54, Alice Bell. She was on top form towards the end of last year. She's carrying that forward into this season. So I don't know if the similarity of colours between the TBR cars and the SN12 of Ashley Hall is deliberate, or whether they just went to the same sign writer, but it looks like very much like a team car running in third place there. Tom Hall having his second season in junior racing, his first full season actually. Started racing part way through last year and is getting very competitive indeed. Perhaps the most improved junior on form so far from this meeting seems to be Emily Empson, who's up there keeping pace with Alice Bell in second place. So it looks as though it's going to be Alice Bell coming home the winner in this second round of the junior qualifying. That's her second win of the day. So Alice wins, SN 230 in second place, Emily, and then Tom Hall third. A very good result for her second season, but he only managed 2 or 3 races last year, so virtually a novice driver and showing quite good promise there. Niall Moroney in the SN87 car. Then we've got SN232. This is the other one of the Empson family cars in the juniors. That's Kirsty Empson having her first ever race meeting. And SN94 is another completely new driver in juniors this year. That's Reese Buddifat from Luton. So SN81 then, leading at the end of the first lap with SN202 in hot pursuit. Nathan Saunders and Luke Bartlett, they're set to be 2 of the consistent front runners in the juniors in this league this season, I suspect. Niall Moroney going well there in third place in the SN87. And then we've got the 2 complete new drivers, Reese Buddifat in the SN94 and Kirsty Empson in the SN232 at the back of the field, both getting around the track quite nicely on their first ever outing. Oh, now, having said that, there's problems for Reese there in the SN94. The car seemed to cut out in the middle of the corner. He's sensibly taking it straight to the infield, so he's got out of the way, no problems there. So Nigel will have to get that one running for him again for the final, as we run on with the race with the SN81 still leading, Nathan Saunders, Luke still there in second place, Niall in third, and then lonely now at the back of the field we've got Kirsty Empson. Last lap flare coming out this time then. The SN81 still one of the younger drivers in the juniors. He seems to have been around for a long time now, but he in fact started in the middle of the year before last. He started in about July, immediately after his 12th birthday, and he went quickly right from the start, so that's why he seems to have been around a couple of seasons, when really last year was his first full season of junior racing, when he won the St Neots Club title. And he's going that way again at the moment, because he's won this heat quite comfortably. Right, we've once again got a slight change in the running order. I suspect Jordan's car let him down before the start and he had to be pushed away, but he's there on the grid this time, along with Josh Hassel in SN19, Gavin Savage in SN57 and SN11 Ash Howard. So young Ash Howard, his first full season of racing this year. He joined us midway through last season. He's going extremely quickly in this nicely turned out car, the Beresford chassis that was driven by Daniel Robbins a couple of years ago, very briefly, but it's now been turned out in a nice new colour scheme. In fact, it's not that Beresford chassis. I haven't actually had a close look at that car. It looks like a new ARD chassis to me, the Ashley Howard car. It doesn't look like the same car he had last year at all, in fact. But he's given into the slightly older ARD chassis there of the SN57, which is, of course, Gavin Savage. Gavin Savage won nearly everything in the junior specials class last year in this region. He battled past Ashley Howard in the first heat today, and he got past Ashley a little bit more easily in this heat. So Ash Howard there running in second place, and he's holding off Jordan Meekins and Josh Hassel. So this, as far as I know, is Jordan Meekins' first ever race, and he missed the first heat today and is now going very competitively indeed in the second, so he may well be one to watch. Jordan Meekins driving the car previously raced by Jack Dickinson at the Trent Club, running well in third place, holding off Josh Hassel. Josh was the winner of the Junior Specials division at the Oval Racing Expo at Arena Essex. Josh now moving up into third place. Jordan Meekins down to the back of the field, but still going very well indeed for his first outing. Ash Howard running there in second place, but pulling well away at the front now. Nearly half a lap in the lead is Gavin Savage. Oh dear, more problems for Jordan Meekins now, so we know that he'll be quick once he gets this car sorted, but it seems to be boiling up a little bit now, a little bit of steam coming out of the engine. As Gavin Savage takes the checkered flag. So SN57 made a slow start but woke up pretty quickly in that one. The next two racing side by side for the line, but it's Ash Howard taking second. Julia's on the line now. We've got Abby Hill with us. She missed the first heat after the problems with the car in Mark's race, but Abby's back on the grid this time. But leading away is the reigning junior national champion, Shane Deegan. So when Shane won the Nationals last year, he became the youngest ever Autograss national champion. He's carrying on very much where he left off last year. Change of club and change of colours. Very colourful looking car it is this year too, the CA48 of Shane Deegan, and he's leading the way from Ollie Soul in SN668. In third place we've got Gabby Tilson, then we've got Abby Hill, then we've got one of our new drivers, and a very impressive new driver so far. SN111 is Max Fleckney, the only Fiat Cinquecento we've got racing in Class 1 in this region, and it seems to be on the pace with the Minis already. So there we are, the Bedfordshire lad Max Fleckney having his first ever meeting in the juniors and keeping up with some of the more experienced drivers already. At the front of the field there it is CA48, Shane Deegan leading, Ollie Soul looking for another successful season in that smart SN668 car in second place. It's not Gabby Tilson, did I say it was Gabby Tilson? In third is Lottie Tilson, of course. We used to get the Tilson girls well mixed up when they were both in juniors. Gabby has moved on to ladies racing now. It's just Lottie on her own in the juniors, and she seems to be on good form, battling away there with Ollie Soul for second place. Then we've got Abby Hill in the pink car, the SN64, and getting a little bit of a lean on into the top corner, the SN111 of Max Fleckney. We have seen a few of these Cinquecentos end up on their roof in Class 1, not quite as stable through the corners as the Minis, but I'm sure that won't happen to young Max. He seems to have this car well under control and driving it quite enthusiastically already in his second ever race. Just took his driving test for the juniors this morning. Lee Sparry, I haven't mentioned yet in SN118, perhaps kind of not to, because Richie really needs to sort out the engine in this car for her. Lee's capable of running better than at the back of the field, but we've got a win there for Shane Deegan. SN18, Lottie Tilson manages to come through into second in the end, ahead of SN Sir Gary Clapham. We've got the Thomas family, father and son, SN405, Jason the son, final winner at Trent last week, and SN404, his old man Paul Thomas, the reigning league champion, or the reigning club champion rather, because the reigning league champion is there as well, which is the Milton Keynes man, SN37, Ian Parsons with his Micra. We've got two new drivers on the grid. The SN108 is going a lot better than it did in the previous races. That's Darryl Pagel in the SN108, the only VW Polo we've got racing in Class 2 locally. And another unique car locally in Class 2 at least is the SN89. And that's Ian Whitmarsh having his first meeting today with the Peugeot 205. Darryl's VW Polo didn't look very well earlier in the day, but they've obviously done a bit of tweaking between races, and so the lad from Stevenage, having his first ever race meeting today, is now going a lot better indeed in that luminous green VW Polo. Ian Whitmarsh also out there from Kettering. He was signed on with us last year but didn't quite get his car finished, so having his first ever outing in the Peugeot 205 today. But up at the sharp end of the field it is, for the second time today, Jason Thomas leading. So Jason's proved he can do it around this track in wet and dry today, as he's proved many times before. Gary Clapham in second place is holding off Ian Parsons. Paul Thomas is down in fourth, and then we've got the two new boys shaping up for a bit of a battle at the back of the field. Last lap time for SN405, Jason Thomas.
Jason had a setting up day at Trent last week, didn't do all that well in the heats, but showed them all the way around in the final. Trent track much bigger and faster than this one here at St Neots, and so Jason Thomas is showing his flexibility. He can race and win on virtually any sort of autograss track, and there he comes with another win in SN 405. SN 391 in second place, Gary Clapham. SN 37, Ian Parsons in third. Fourth place to SN 404, Paul Thomas. Cars from Saffron Walden. SN 31 is there, the brother of Ian Parsons who we saw in that last race. This is Chris Parsons from Milton Keynes of his Nissan Micra. And SN 46 is there as well, John Turley from Smarden in Kent. He's making a comeback to full-time racing this year in Class 4. Used to race a Mini pickup, now he's got this nice new Mini built by his son Steve, who's making a bit of a name for himself in constructing Class 4 machinery. But at the front of the field, it's Wes Johnson there once again, SN 180, Dave George in second place, then Ian Parsons and John Turley battling away for third place. Dave Digby down towards the back of the field, so Dave Digby's car still a little bit off song now. Stuart Hurrell failed to finish his previous heat, and it looks as though he might have problems again in the SN 75 because he's slowing down on the back straight. So out of the 6 cars running in Class 4 today, I think only 4 of them are fully fit and well. Dave Digby's car definitely off song, and Stuart Hurrell's doesn't sound all that happy either. But at the front, there's no problems at all. There never is a problem really with Wes Johnson's car. Meticulously prepared this one, and it shows in the way it performs. Wes Johnson leading the way then from Dave George. Chris Parsons does remarkably well in this very standard looking Nissan Micra against the fully modified cars in Class 4. He's holding off the very experienced mini-man John Turley. Last lap, I think that it will be the first car of its type. It's a racing Class 6, so that's a claim for fame for sure. And the front of the field there in the fourth Fiesta Mark 6, again this was the first car of its type ever to race on the grass, and it still is the only one of its type. Here's racing well there in the lead SN 212. We've got a black flag for the stock hatch car. I don't know quite what he's done to upset anyone. He might well have... No, I don't think I've ever run over any cones. All the cones still seem to be standing, so I don't really know what Concord 634 has done to deserve a black flag, but he's obviously done something, and he is pulling out of the race, so he knows. So a little bit of a spread out field now, and this is a Class 6s with the SN 212, formerly the Concord 212 of course. The car that's normally driven by Josie Cox and the ladies. Spencer takes it out every now and again, normally at qualifying rounds at whichever club he happens to be at, and it looks as though he's going to pile on a few points with a heat run in this one. So the SN 212, Spencer Bartlett coming around now to take the checkered flag, the TBR full Z-Tech engine in the Ford Fiesta Shell, SN 212, the race winner to second place in the first heat. Then we've got the Cambridge 32 in second place, that's Scott Young in the Rover, and coming round to finish a lonely third will be the other one of the Young family from this race anyway. There's 3 of them altogether. There's CA37 Sean Young. Of Cambridge Treble 2, that's Steve Harrison. Car that seems to be running in virtually standard trim but still proving very competitive. And Cambridge 59, winner earlier on today, winner twice so far today in Class 1. You can't stop this boy. It's Tom Bell of TBR Race Engines fame in the Cambridge 59. So Tom Bell pulling away, the 2 green cars swapping places there on the back straight with Darren Young going ahead of Dan Balster. And Stephen Harrison in the Honda Civic keeping up well with these fully modified cars in front of him. Swapping places again, these two green cars. The 999 of Dan Balster this time gone past Darren Young. So we seem to be seeing these two battling the way all through the season last year. They're carrying on the way they left off for this year. So that's where all the action is, the fight for second place. We've got a safe leader now. Well, not exactly safe. Tom Bell's never safe the way he drives, but nevertheless, he's certainly quick. He's certainly good to watch. And Cambridge 59 screaming away at the head of the field there. think this car is set up that it needs to be driven flat out at all times, whether Tom wants to or not, so it gets him results. It occasionally gets him in trouble, but more often than not it gets into the flag first. So there we go, last lap flag this time round for Tom Bell in Cambridge 59. Dan Bolster still holding off the Cambridge 34 of Darren Young for second place, and then we've got Steve Harrison with that standard Honda Civic running quite nicely in fourth. There we go then, racing 2 cars today. It's got 4 wins so far. That's the Cambridge 59, Tom Bell, SN 999, Dan Bolster second, Cambridge 34, Darren Young in third. And Golding's car in the pits earlier, don't know what the problem with that is, but Adam, the only member of the Golding family on track at the moment, in the VW Polo, the X20 Pool car with the Seat 16-valve engine, and with the Vauxhall 8-valve engine in the Nissan Micra shell. Chris Collier dropping to the back of the field now behind the 2 stock hatches, and well, you can see just how quick a standard stock hatch can be made to go, because Adam Golding is a regular winner in Class 6 throughout the Eastern region, and these 2 lads from Concord with their stock hatch Citroens are keeping up with him. So I'm sure these 2 cars will be upsetting the regulars down at Concord with their speed in the stock hatch class. Proving fully competitive with Class 6 machinery here today, running in third and fourth, but at the front of the field we have got the Concord Club's chairman himself, Tony Tether, one of the most experienced men in this region in autograss racing, particularly in front-wheel drive saloons. Tony Tether racing this very quick Corsa and having his all his own way at the moment, with Adam Golding in second place holding off the 2 stock hatches, because he is actually holding them off now. Mike Sullivan is right on his tail in the Concord 633, and the father of the 2 Sullivan boys, the C632E of John Sullivan, is very close behind. Concord 300 then it is. Tony Tether winning, Cambridge 121, Adam Golding second, then Mike and John Sullivan in Concord 633 and Concord 632. Just waiting for the last man to come round and finish, which is Chris Collier. Only had 1 or 2 outings in this car. And once again a 4-round grid up from SN 395. Bill Edwards not getting the best of the start this time. It's young Ashley Hall leading into the first corner in SN 60, taking over the driving from his father Andy this season. And so Ashley Hall, we're used to seeing this car winning with Dad at the wheel, but let's see whether Ashley can hold on ahead of Kerry Cook in the SN82. That's a new car for this season, Kerry. The winner last time out was Bill Edwards, but he was well down into that first corner this time, now trying to battle back through the field. Malcolm Lane getting very close to Bill in that top corner. Malcolm was second first time out. He is also a long way down the field by his standards this time out. So, very close actually indeed from the Class 8s. Who else have we got out there? Spalding 23, Brian Bars, and Spalding 11. Graham Hicks chosen to come to us rather than their own club today, and very welcome they are too. They're in the thick of the fight there. We've got Mark Coley out there as well in the SN 816, joined us from Spalding this season. One more that I haven't mentioned yet is Sean Winters with his ARD car. He's in the thick of the battle as well, so very close racing throughout the field from these Class 8s. But also Flora Pope in the SN82 has made her way more to the front. She started the season badly by putting the car in the on-car in a practice lap, but she's racing well now at the head of the field, so Chris Pope has built a number of cars for different people this season, including this new one for Kerry, and it seems to be performing well. SN82 then, Kerry Pope coming into Class 8 heat. A good drive into second from Ashley Hall in SN60, then Cambridge 55, Sean Winton, I think Cambridge 23, Malcolm Lane just pit Spalding 23, Brian Bars on the line, behind them. Numbers in the Class 2 earlier weren't serious. SN 181, that's Rachel Taylor having her first ever race meeting today. SN 18 is Gabby Tilson up from the juniors. SN 96 is Vicky Tilson, and SN 40 is Julia Hobson. SN 404 Denise Empson did make it on the last minute onto the grid, so we have got a full house of 6 Class 1s and 2 Class 2s for the second heat of ladies Class 11 and 11A. And it's the Tilsons in the lead again, but it's not the same Tilson, it's young Gabby leading the way in SN18, Vicky in SN96 in second place, then SN668 Vicky Souls, or 2 Vickies together in the second and third. They're ahead of Julia Hobson and Kirsty Noble, and a bit of contact between the 2 Class 2s by the looks of it into that top corner. The 108 Polo running around the outside of Denise Empson and ran out of a little bit of room there, I think. But they're both going past the mini of Rachel Taylor, who's taking it very steadily in her first ever race meeting. Donna Jackson not taking it quite so steadily in her first ever race meeting. She seems to be enjoying herself chucking that polo around the track. We've got a problem there for SN668, so that's Vicky Soul, so that's a bit of an unfortunate exit for her. Hope that car can be fixed in time for Ollie to race it again later on today. But that leaves the Tilson family on their own at the front, so it's young Gabby Tilson leading, Vicky Tilson in second. I must admit, I did wonder whether Vicky Tilson was going to take out a men's licence this season, because she raced with the Class 1 men on the tarmac at Brayfield Stadium last season and right at the end of the year, and did very well indeed. But she's opted to go back into the ladies racing this year, and she's running behind one of the younger members of our family, that's Gabby. So it's Gabby in the SN18, first time out of juniors today, and going extremely well. Vicky in second place, and we've got Julia Hobson in third, holding off Kirsty, and that is the end of that run. So SN18 from SN96, Gabby Tilson from Vicky Tilson, Julia Hobson in third, Denise Empson taker in Class 14 at the moment, that's Louise Rogers. We did have with Louise earlier in the day one of our recruits from the Concord Club, that was Lynn Thomas in the SN68, but I think that run has had a few engine problems today. So away we go with this mixed bag of ladies, with the Cambridge 31 of Amanda Ewings leading away once more, and we've got Cambridge 5 Class 6 holding off SN269 at the moment. So Emma Saints made the best start of the Class 3s and got ahead of Trish Shillings-Grant. Now Josie Cox coming into the picture and splitting the 2 Class 3 cars. So Josie is going to be looking to go past the A546, because she is racing against Amanda Ewings for the win in that class. But we've got a problem somewhere on the track. I can't see where the problem is, but we've got red flags. And the problem is Tony Platfoot in the arm car up at the top corner, so let's see. She will be checked over, and then we'll be underway again to restart this race. And leading the way once again, it's Amanda Ewings. This time Trish has got ahead of Emily right from the start in the Class 3s, so I think Josie might have to work a little bit harder than she was going to, or she was expecting to on the first run of this race. But look at Amanda Ewings once again outbraking into the corner Trish Simmons-Grant. She was doing this for 2 or 3 laps during the previous heat, so the much less experienced driver in the standard 1400 Corsa really giving Trish Simmons-Grant something to think about on the track there. So Amanda finally sort of outpowered out of the corner there. Josie Cox going through into second place, but Amanda coming back as her. So Amanda Ewing's definitely going to be a driver to watch this year, which will effectively be her first full season of racing. The CA5 Class 6 Emma Saint now coming up, and Josie Cox now sitting about Trish Simmons-Grant at the head of the field. So these 2 cars both looked after by BJG Motorsports. Trish Simmons-Grant in the Class 3 car, the Nissan Microshell. Josie in the Class 6, both with similar power units, the Ford Z-Tech. So front-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. Josie coming up alongside Trish Simmons-Grant. So by mixing up these ladies' classes, we're getting some jolly good racing out of them. Still Trish Simmons-Grant holding off Josie Cox, but Josie's likely to come back for another effort. It's going to be last lap this time round. They're coming up to lap Emily Murley and Louise Rogers, so that might make a difference. Trish is trying the inside this time, but she risks getting boxed in there. Trish is going all the way around the outside, but no, Emily has moved over, given Josie just enough room. Louise Rogers, well, she didn't have much option. Josie decided she was going down the outside, and that's made all the difference. Josie was braver tackling those back markers than Trish, and it's going to be Josie Cox, SN212, winning her class. Doesn't really matter, of course, because Josh wins her class as well, but it was a good race nonetheless. CA31 second in class, that's Amanda Ewings. CA546, Emma Sains, also second in class. Specials, 2 modified saloons and 3 standard class 1 cars, oh plus a class 2. Ian Whitmarsh sneaking into the race there in the SN89 Peugeot 205. Here we go then with the St Neots Open race, waiting for the handicap to unwind as these specials start making their way through the field and looking to catch up with the class 1 minis. But on the class 1s, it's son leading father. That's Alex Hill leading Mark Hill, Kel Button in 3rd place. Ian Whitmarsh in the class 2 running 4th at the moment, ahead of SN75 Stuart Howell. It's a shame I'm in here and not out there with the camera, because I'm sure Alex Hill would love some photos of him leading his old chap. Maybe Mark wouldn't be so keen on those particular photos, but Alex Hill doing very well indeed to hold up his dad there for 2 laps so far. Kel Button still there in 3rd. Ian Whitmarsh now being caught by the SN75. Right, well, I've just been tapped on the shoulder by Colin Sumner, which proves it's not Colin out there racing. It is in fact Paul Hassel in Colin's car. So SN55 being driven by Paul Hassel. Paul not racing in the class races today because his new class 10 car's not quite ready. But having a race anyway in Colin's car there. Now we can see very well that it's Paul at the wheel. The handicap beginning to unwind, and it's Vinnie Parker who's moving up quickest. Shooting past now, I think there was a bit of contact there naturally. I saw Vinnie shoot up into the air for a moment, but he's managed to hold it. There doesn't seem to be any damage. I think he may have just either caught a rut in the track or just clipped one of those cars he was overtaking, but it's not seeming to worry Vinnie. He's now closing up with the 2 class 1 cars, so are Mark and Alex able to hold him off? No, they're not. So SN 911, Vinnie Parker going into the last lap in the lead of this St Neots Open race. So SN 911, first time out in this class 9. The Ian Littler car, the one that Ian drove before he started building his own cars, which are now achieving fame and fortune with the hands of Phil Cooper and Mark Grice. Ian Littler now one of the sports subconstructors, but he started his career a couple of years ago in this DRB built car, now in the hands of Vinnie Parker and the winner in that race. SN55, Paul Hassel coming into 2nd. SN164, Alex Hill still holds up at SN64, Mark Hill. Then we had SN75, Stuart Howell just ahead of the SN24 of Mark Smith, and the SN816 Steve Quick Class 8 there.
of them. It's just to give them an extra race. So these are the next 5 from the 8-point scores going round for the B final. So it's SM164 from 775 954 63. So it's still 164 from 775 63 954 118. It's 164 still in the lead from 954, 775, 63 and 118. So it's still 164 from 954, 775, 63 and 118. Last lap flag for 164, 954 still holding the second place, 775, 63 and 118. So it's checker flag for 164, 954 taking second, 775 taking the third from 118 and 63. With the class 3 final. Only got 3 car 27 and a CE car. So it's Barry Armand coming down right his friend in the lead from 269 Dave George and the CA 546 of Adam Saint. We haven't got the CE car of Anthony Tethers, not out there in the final, so they're your first 3 cars. And they are the only cars which will all receive a trophy if they get to the end of the race. Straight, but it's still Barry Armand and Dave George. Dave George now is trying on the outside to get by him, but not having no luck. Last lap flag now, they've got one more lap to do it. Is Dave George going to get the blame on the A1 bend? It doesn't look like it. So it's still 27, Barry Armand and 269. It looks like that's going to be the result at the end of this checkered flag, but we'll see if Dave George has got anything left in his car or his self to drive round. It doesn't look like it. So the winner of Class 3 is SM27. That was a good race there between 27 and 269. in the Class 5 final. SN321, straight off the line, that's Wayne Matherham in the lead with C41E Anthony Jackson. There are a couple of top cars in the country, Anthony Jackson and Wayne Matherham, two of the top Class 5 cars racing there together. But there's Wayne in 321 with 41, 84, 20, 260, 45 and 328. I'm sure both of them want to go to the Nationals, though the CE car doesn't qualify from St Neots, so Wayne's in a good position there to get top points for qualifying at St Neots. So they're still your leading cars with 321, 41, 84, 20 and 260. We're battling out there for the first and second places, but it looks as if Wayne's still holding that lead. Anthony Jackson's trying to come up now on the inside, but Wayne's keeping well in, so he doesn't. He's making him go the hard way round. He seems to catch him up when he gets to the bend, but Wayne seems to leave him behind down the straights. The battle now is for the third, fourth and fifth places, but it looks like the first and second are still coming round there in 321 and 41. So it's C20 from 84 and 260, followed by SM45 and C328E. I think the last lap should be coming out, but we're battling side by side over on that back straight. Wayne spun it there on that bottom bend to give Anthony Jackson the lead on the last lap in the 41E car from 321 now in second, 2084 and 260. It looks like Anthony Jackson's got the race tied up now, coming round the pits bend to take the checker flag is C41E from SN321, C20 from 84, 260, followed by SM45 and a 328. Completing the first lap, we've got SN145, which is Craig Merley from 282, holding second place, Russell Warbeck, and a CA236, that's Stephen Fisher in third place. This is another battle for their points with the first three cars, 145, 282 and 236. I don't know if they all want to go to the Nationals, but the SM145 car was the national champion 2 years ago. So it's Craig Merley who's in the lead. He's done well for our club with all the cars from all the other clubs all over the country. He won the Nationals in the 145 car. SN282 is Russell Horbanks holding the second. SN24, which is Mark Smith, he's got a new car this year in that class 7, and 236. Flag for Craig Merley in 145. 282 still holding the second place. A long way back in third is the Cambridge. No, it's SN24, which is Mark Smith, and fourth place Cambridge 236. So it's checker flag for 145. 282 taking the second. I'm sure we'll get it done before the next meeting. That does help, as you could see on that top bend today. We've had 2 or 3 cars go straight into the Armco. If we hadn't have had that there, that could have been more dangerous. top end, and we have 2 10s. We should have had 6 9s and 2 10s. I don't think we've got them all out there this time, but the one in the lead is a Class 10 car of Stuart Ward in the CO24 car. SM3 Class 9 and CO14. Which I think Phil Neville, I don't know if Phil's still in it. Is Phil still in the Class 14 car? I'm not sure. But there's CA24 from SN3. Red flags. One I've stopped over the back straight there, so red flags have gone out. Right, we're up and away up the line, a Class 1 rerun. They've all got safely round the top bend. 208, 43, neck and neck going round the pits bend. But the leading car is just coming over the start line, which is 284, 208 second, 43 in third, 51E and 72. Right, in first place it's still 284, 208 still holding second from 43, 51E and 72. So we're split up a bit now, coming round that bottom bend, but it's still 284, the leading car, 208 is close behind him, with Daniel Robbins dropped back a bit in third place from 51E and CA72. So the battle now is on for the first and second places with the 284 and 208 car. So it's still 284 going over the line from 208, 43, 51E and CA72. They're still battling out over that back straight with 208 just coming out. No, 284 now is back on the inside of the 208 car, but Wimpson car still trying hard on the outside, has gone onto the inside now up at the A1 bend, but the 284's come back at him up there, so it's still... So it's checker flag for 208, 284 is second, 43 in third, 51 and 72.
Absolutely. That was bang out of order. And they're all juniors as well. Yeah.
Right, that race has now been stopped, I don't know why. Oh, we have a car on the back bottom straight. Oh dear, we've started the final. All good fun. Right, we're back now to the final of the junior specials. We only got 3, I think we lost one, didn't we? So Welsh leader going by SN57 and SN19 holding second with SN11 in third. So it's still Gavin Savage in SN57 from SN19 and SN11, that's Ashley Howard, and the SN19 is the new driver with us from the Concord Club, SN19, that's Josh Hessel. And these boys are all only, I think Ashley's only just 13, and the other 2 are just 14, so they're not doing too bad in these cars, so there are up-and-coming special drivers of classes 8, 9 or 10. So Ashley's been racing this is now his second year, the SN11 car, and I think Gavin and Josh have been racing 2 years. They've had 2 years in the juniors, as they can start racing when they're 12 years old. So they're doing well out there, 2 of them. And now to take the last lap flag is Gavin Savage in SN57. In the second place is Josh Hassel in the SN19 car, and in third is Ashley Howard in SN11. Some of these juniors can hardly see through the steering wheel, so you tell how big they are, bless them. There's checker flag time for SN57. In second place, Josh comes through in the SN19 car to take second. And in third place is Ashley Howard in SN11, so that completes first, second and third places. The trophies are all up here to be collected. So the first, second and third in the finals will all be going to work at race control. And 108. Red flag, please, red flag. Back to the junior final. Another tight race there with the juniors, and these are not qualifying for the men's nationals, so it just shows you what we've got to come. We have got the ladies and juniors nationals here at our track at my mentioning in September, so we're hoping up to the league, 48, 54 and 12, so if you want to come back there, we've got a two-day meeting for the ladies and juniors nationals. All the top cars from all over the country will be coming here to compete in the ladies and juniors finals. So some of these that will be out there in the third finals, but they don't have to qualify in these races. So the full matches will go to the ladies and juniors. 48 there in the leading time, 81 in second. It looks like 81's coming back on the inside of the Durgan car, so it's neck and neck going down that back straight there with the Durgan car and 81. Who comes out on top, and a little bit of back and forth in there, but it's 81 now, and 48, 54, 208 and 12. Last lap black now for 81. 48 forward in the second, and 54, 208, 12 and 230. The 81 cars were racing against the last year's junior champion of the country, so he's doing very well out there, the SN81 car. It looks as if he's going to hold on to take that checkered flag. So 81 from 48, 54 taken 12 from 202, 12, 230 and 18. Well, that just shows you spectators out there. These are all juniors again, like the junior specials, and they're only, some of these boys out there now today are only 12 years old that are racing.
Oh no!
with SN6 and 180. This SN6 has got the better of 180, SN46 and a 31. So it's still 6 from 180, that's Wes Johnson, and Dave George in the first and second cars, and it's still Wes going over the line from Dave trying hard on the outside to get by him. He's going to shoot up that inside if Wes leaves the gap. 31 and 46. So it's still Wes, last lap flag from 180. We've lost 31, 46 now got third place. Looks like Wes is going to hold on to that first place. Over the line it's Wes Johnson in SM6, Dave George in SM180 taking the second place. In third place it's SM46 from SM31. So the first lap completed of the Class 6 final, which is the CA59, 300, 999, 212, 121 and 32. So it's Tom Bell in the 59 car for 300, 999 and 212. And 212. But it's still 59 for 300 and 999 and 212. Followed by 121, 32, 633 and 632. Take the checker flag from 999, 212, 121 taking third, 633, 59, 32 and 632. Right, we're back to the Class 2 rerun. So it's SM405 from 391 and 37 are your first three cars in the Class 2 final from SM108 and a 404. So still holding first place is 405 from 391 and 37. Take the last lap flag, 391 and 37, followed by 89. Right, I think we've got the Class 6B final. A little bit tacky out there for the drivers now, so it's slowed them down a bit, but the first one through is CA34, CA222 from 196, 37 and 634. So it's CA34 from CA222, SN196, C634, and we've lost one down on the bottom bends. I'm not sure of that number. Coming round the bottom bend now with a couple more laps to do is CA34. 222 still holding the second place from 196 and 634. So it's still 34. 222 and 196.
Good night. Good night. Go on.
34 taking the last lap flag. 196 is in second from 222 and 634. Checker flag for CA34 taking the first place in the B final. 196 taking the second and 222 third.
He's got a third.
So this is the B final of juniors. There's only 1 out, and there could have been 8 of them, so I don't know where the other 4 are. They'll be up here hollering for an open race later. They should have been out in this race. So it's 63, 288, treble 1 and 118. Still 63 from 288, treble 1 and 118. So it's still 63. It's last lap flag for 63, 288 and treble 1, followed by SM 118. Checker flag for 63. 288 taking second from treble 1 and 118. So that. And 55. So it's still 60 from 395, 23, SP11 and CA23. SN82 and still 60 from 395, we've left 2 up on the top end. So you've got SN816, so it's SN60 going through again. From 395, second, SP23 from SP11 and SN82. Last lap flag coming out now for the leader of the Class 8, which is SN60. Sashi Hall in that car is taken over from his dad. I think he raced it a couple of times last season, but he's back out there now. He's got the hold of the car. I don't think his dad's going to do much racing this year. He doesn't look like he'll want to, then you can see how his son goes. I think his son's showing him up from last year. So it's SN395 and 816. Right, we're away with the ladies Class 11 final and Class 11A final. It's 18 after the first lap from 96, 102 and Julia in SN40. Followed by SN404 and 181. So it's SN18, I do believe that's one of the tourism girls that's come up from the juniors into the ladies, so she's doing well out there with most of these ladies that have been racing out there now a couple of years or maybe even 3. Some of them are even pensioned off. So it's 18 from 96 and a 102. SN40 and a 404. It's last lap flag now for 18 and 96, SM181 from CA102 and SM40 from SM404. So it's 18, taking a checkered flag from 96 in second, in third place it's CA102, SM40, SN181, followed by SN404. Right, so we've got ladies 12, we should have 12, 13 and 14, but there's no 14s out there, so them 2 have gone. So we've got ladies 13. So it's 269, that's Trish Simmons Grant in your first car from CA 546, I think, is holding the second place, so that's another class 13. WS45 and CA31. So we've got 3 class 13s and 1 class 12. So it's 269, 546 and 45. 41, she's decided to go now. I don't know what was wrong with her, but it's 269. She's decided to wake up and realise she's on the racetrack. She's 546, still holding the second place, and WS45 is still third. That's Emily Marley in the WS45 car. So it's last lap flag for 269. So it's 269. So it's checkered flag for 269, 546 taking second, WS45 and 41. extra race, as I have said before, for trophies at the end of the year. And we had the junior minis on the start straight line, and the specials were back on the line down near the start line. And they are now trying to get through with the other juniors, and looks like one nearly went over there, but it's 2:30, a leading car from treble 1, 19, 57, 232 and 118. We've lost Ashley Howard in the centre in SN11, but way out in the lead now is the SN230 car of Emily Empson. SN57 now up into second place from treble 11, 115, 118 and 232. They're all pretty well spread out now, with the 230 car and the junior special of Gavin Savage now trying to catch her up on this top end. SN19, that's the Hustle car from SN treble 1, SN118 and another new junior driver today, which is doing quite well, another Empson girl at the 232. Last lap flag now, and Gavin's just got one lap now to catch the Empson car up in the 230, with SN19 still holding the third place, SN treble 1 in fourth, 118 in fifth, and coming round that bottom bend now is SN232. Now Gavin's tackling out there on that bottom bend. He's coming round. Is the Empson car going to be, or is Gavin? No, she's just gone over the line in front of him. That was 230, 57, 19 taking third. Fourth is SN treble 11. How many laps we get through? And these are the class 1s of, so they're your leading cars if you're a bit confused. The class 1s, and it goes right through to the specials. So these are the classes, and these bigger classes now all got to get through. So the leading cars now are down at the pit gate coming round the pit bend. So these little minis have got to do some motoring around these corners to get so these bigger cars from the back don't come through. So it's still 164, 72, 775, 118. So that, the SN55, one of the Hassel specials, that's the highest CC car out there, so he's the one that's got to get through. He's not making much impression on him, but it's still 164, the minis are still there, at 391's just coming through into third place, so he's passed two of the minis and SN31. There's another two of the class 2 cars are now coming up with the CA72, one each side of him. I bet he's pooed his pants there as they come through. So it's still the SM164 car, but I'm sure it won't be long before he's catched up in the 31, 72 and 391. These are going to prove me wrong. They're going to go right through the 8 laps by the looks of it. I shouldn't have said that, because you know what'll happen now, but here's the first two cars coming round the bottom bend, and we've got the 31 car from 164 and the red flags, please marshals. What did I say? And I shouldn't have said it, but we have had a twang on the bottom bend. He went back, Carol said he went straight up someone's backside, so Red Cross, they want the Red Cross please. So we are now again off with the East Anglian Open, and I'm not going to say a word this time. I'm just going to let the race flow as I've just been told of, because I opened my mouth and said it would carry through. Well, I said it wouldn't, and I said it would, and what happened? It didn't. But we'll see again this time. So it's the 164 from 775, 391 from 31, 45, 89 and 118. So your leading car is over that back straight there with the 164 car of Mark Hills. I don't know if Mark's in it or whether his son's in it. I think it's probably the son because Mark doesn't drive that car, but we will see. No, I think it's the boy. So it's 31 and 391 and 775. So it's still 164, but the Class 2s are close behind him like there was before. The last time they won each side of him down that back straight. Is that going to happen again? Not quite. The 31's going on the inside, but the other one's not quite up to him yet. But McKenna's now coming through in the 45 car. So you've got a new leader now coming through, which is 31, 164, 45 and 391. So this is still anybody's race. There's a car stopped somewhere. They're putting out the yellow flags, but no, we're still going. Can't see there. I think it's just the cones down on the top bend. But your leading car now is still coming round there, 31. But the McKenna car's coming through on the outside. Is he going to take him on this lap, or is he going to wait a while? So it's still 31, 45, 391, 164. And the specials coming through of the SN55 car. So they're your first 4-5 places. Overtaking the back markers down that back straight with the CA3A37 car, but it's neck and neck now coming round that pit bend with 31 and 45, and they're coming through now over the line nearly together. 31, 45 going on the inside from 391, 55, 37 and 164. No? So McKenna now is still your leading car, coming round for the last lap, so we'll see how these two fare up. They're neck and neck coming round that pit bend, but it's still 45, 31, 55 now up into third place, and 391 now back into fourth. So they're your 4 placings now going round that A1 bend. The checker flag's coming out now, and it's still anybody's race because 31's coming up on the inside, but no, it's 45, 31, 55 taking third, and in fourth 391, and the rest will follow. So that was a good East Anglian Open there. It did finally finish on the second attempt. We have Right, this is a mixture of an open. We were going to have a front-wheel drive and a rear-wheel drive, but there isn't enough cars to do the 2 races, so we've put it all into one. So these are the only cars that are left and wanting to go out for an open. So that's where we stand with this race. The next race will be a junior open, and then we'll finish up with the champion of champions. Last lap flag now with CA546. the second place. CA37, 632, and last but not least is SN55. So that completes the open play ROA. 2 Empson cars out there and SN Treble 1 in the saloons, followed by 19 and SN11. So we'll see what Ashley can do this time. He's stopped in his last race, so there couldn't have been a lot wrong with it. His dad's got it back and running out there now. Just been told he couldn't get it in gear, so information soon comes up here. So we've got a little pigeon that flies into race control to tell us. But there goes the 2 specials through now in past one of the junior saloons, but that is a new girl racer today, so bless her, she's going to be overtaken by those. But she'll pick up as the year goes on, I'm sure that she won't let them go. There's her sister or her cousin, I'm not sure, in the front. Her sister, Carol's just said, see the pigeons just flew up here again. So that's her sister in the front, and bless her little heart, she's at the back. But look at the speed she's going, you wouldn't think she's only been racing out there today. So by the end of the season, she'll be giving her sister a battle out there with the racing, I'm sure she will. That's probably what it's all about. I don't care who I beat, but I want to beat my sister. So there goes the leader with the 230 car, Treble 1, 19, 11, and Kirsty Empson in the 232. The 2 specials are battling out there. That's Josh Hassel and Ashley Howard in the 2 specials, but there's your leader going over again. Treble 1, 19 and 11. I'm sure these 2 specials will do their utmost to get past the Treble 1 car. It looks like Josh has gone on the inside because he's gone wide on that top bend, and so has Ashley come up on the inside, so they both passed the Treble 1 car. I think they've got a long way to go, and I don't think they'll do it because they've only got 1 lap to do. The SN 230 is taking a last lap flag, 19 second and 11 is in third. So checker flag time for Emily Empson in 2:30 to win that junior open race. Second place is SN19, in third SN11, and fourth SN Treble 1. So that completes all the juniors. This is the start car, so this is the one to watch, that they've all got to catch up. The SN18 car, which has just started off the line in front of me. And these other cars have all got to catch them up. So SN6 is the one to watch out from the back. See if he can get right through in 8 laps and catch these cars all up. So there's your leader going over the line. He's completed 1 lap without anybody catching him up. So it's still 18, 31 and 60 over the line together, so we'll see how we go. He's about half a lap in front, now he's gone wide, so the 31 cars come back on the inside. We have got a trophy for this winner of this race as well today. Last lap flag now for 18 and 60, so the SN60's got 1 lap, and I'm sure he looks as if, what a shame, I'm sure he looks as if he might, if he don't spin it, he's trying his hardest So is he going to beat him? He's coming down that back straight there, catching him up pretty quickly. So that little Class 1 Mini's done quite well there to hold him off. But I'm sure, I don't know, no, he didn't do it. So the SN18 Class 1 Mini just won that race from SN60. So that was I told you it'd be a good race. So once again, thank you all for coming. That is the last race of the day, and thank you very much for everybody from all the St Neots committee.